guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Unbox'd Mental Health Podcast. Today we're going to be speaking with Juan Pablo.
Hi, it's great to be here.
It's great to have you. Thank you so much. So starting off, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I grew up in a 5-person household, grew up with 2 siblings, both sisters, Latino, oftentimes Spanish-speaking household. I am a political science major right now at Cal. I intend to becoming a corporate attorney and then to become an immigration attorney, have my own immigration firm. Mental health is something that's super important to me, something that I've always valued as an individual, and I've always valued the mental health of those around me. It's something that I've always considered in each decision that I do. I enjoy sports,
Okay, so talking a little bit about mental health, what is mental health to you?
Yeah, mental health to me is essentially like physical health. It's something that's very prominent. You can't see it, but it's oftentimes changing, and it could determine how you feel as a person, and it's something that as a society I feel like we should pay greater attention to, but because we can't see it, it's oftentimes stigmatized and downplayed.
So when do you think was your first experience about your own mental health? When did you start learning about your mental health?
It's a great question, because mental health was really something that I never considered. I just considered it emotions more so, playing a factor in my life, happy, sad, most of the time happy, sometimes sad. But I never really considered the sort of balance in mental health. But I would say the first time I really considered it would probably be right after quarantine, so 2020, 2021, right around that period of time, when it was really that first time where I was alone in a way. It was the moment where I could sort of determine who I was and see what made me happy, what didn't make me happy, and it was a moment where I could just think and say, what do I want to keep about myself, what do I want to change about myself,
Okay. So what do you think changed in your perspective about mental health versus growing up during quarantine and now?
No, yeah, it's a great question. My mental health, I've sort of transitioned, as I've grown to the adult that I am today. There's more issues in the world, personally for me, and there's a lot more responsibility. And I guess just finding time to manage that all is something that has sort of transitioned from my mental health. It's not the smaller problems about, appearance or, while those are significant issues for a lot of people, my problems have transitioned more so to my career. That's where most of the stress in my life comes from, school, jobs, things like that. But I guess it's gotten a lot more focused to my future and, what I want to do and how I'm going to make money.
No, I definitely agree. So when do you think in your life have you grown the most? And what do you think has caused this sort of change? I guess what I'm trying to ask is, what is your mental health journey?
No, yeah. I would say that I can't really pinpoint a specific moment, but college has played a pretty big factor in this, mental health journey for me. High school was pretty, it was very straightforward for me. I understood, high school, it was just like middle school, elementary school. I never really recognized any sort of pressure to do anything. I just went to school, did my thing, But once I got to college and I saw all of the opportunities that were available, and all the different directions you could take, it was like this. In high school, there's not too many opportunities, not too many directions. You just, you go to school, you do well, and that's it. But in college, there's so many different facets that you could take, and they're all, quote unquote, good and beneficial. So it's a lot more stressful where you this decision's good, but so is this one. They both come with sacrifices, so which one do I take? And so there's a lot of decision making that becomes available to you in college, that was not available to me in my previous experiences. So yeah, it's just recognizing in college, this is what I want to do. I'm going to stick to this, despite the fact that there are other opportunities there. I'm going to choose this because of the benefits and just stick with it there.
No, that's totally fair. So I guess, what inspired you to start Unbox'd?
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to, begin Unbox'd, and what is Unbox'd to you?
Like I said earlier, mental health has been something that I not only consider to myself with a high standard, but it's something that I consider of others around me. My siblings, it's super important to me that I see, that their mental health is in a good place. It's just something that I feel so passionate about, something that's so dear to me. I want to see them in a good state. That goes for everyone. That goes for everyone in college. It goes for everyone on the street, everyone on the internet. I want to do my part and do whatever I can to help them find a balance in their mental health, because I know how difficult it could be. But I've been given this opportunity. I know that mental health is something that you can control. It's not something that's just going to control you. You can control your mental health. And I want to do anything that I can, through resources, through mindfulness techniques, through motivational posts, through funny posts. I want to do anything that I possibly can to raise awareness, to improve the mental health of those around me.
So what would you say is your, sort of goal through Unbox'd, the impact that you wish to create, and how do you think you're going to be able to achieve that?
Yeah, so with Unbox'd, there's not like a, quantity. I want to help X many amount of people. If I could help one person and make a difference in their lives genuinely, that would be the happiest man in the world. Just making an improvement in one person's life. And that's my goal. Just help, a single person, help 2 people, help 3 people. And if I can do that, then that's great. That's my goal, is to help people with their mental health. And it's not like I'm doing it for a specific reason. I'm just doing it because I want to, because I want to help people, and because you want to help people as well.
Is there anything that you would like to recommend to anyone else in terms of what influenced you the most in your life? This can be, books or people, anything that you felt like truly made an impact to yourself.
It's not necessarily adding something to your life, but I would say it's removing something from your life. And I know in high school, middle school, and then in college as well, social media is very prevalent. But from my understanding and from my usage of social media, every time I use it, I sort of set these expectations for myself, these false expectations, these false realities, and they sort of distort my understanding of what life should be like. And so one thing that I would say is reduce the amount of time you do spend on social media throughout your upbringing, because it can really negatively affect, how you view yourself and how you view, society's expectations of you and of how you should be living your life. And you should be living your life however you want to, regardless of what social media shows you to, regardless of what anyone else in your friend group is doing. It's just live your life to the fullest.
No, I 100% agree. So what are some habits that you have to take care of your mental health?
One thing that I do, that's something that I've always done, it's just writing the things down that I'm most grateful for, things that make me who I am. So one thing is like, I have a dog. His name is Louie, and I always write it down. I have Louie. And so it's like, whenever I feel at my lowest or feel like I'm incapable, I just know that I have that responsibility for Louie. And he looks up to me as an owner, and it's like I have this obligation to take care of him, to be with him, and it's just it reinforces this feeling that I have a purpose. I have goals, and people rely on me. Another thing that I do is I am a student at Berkeley. It's something that I'm proud of, and I write that down and say, okay, I have accomplishments, I have obligations, and this is what makes me me. Because oftentimes, when I feel, when my mental health isn't at the greatest state, I tend to forget, all my accomplishments. I sort of downplay who I am, but writing things down really reinforces and allows me to remember who I am and what I've accomplished, and to keep going.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. I guess to leave our audience off with something special, what is kind of one final thought that you would like to share with our listeners today?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot of things that I'd like to leave these listeners with today. I guess if you have a mental health, you're going through something, which we all go through something. Don't be quiet about it. You have to share it. It's not good to retain it, and it's not good to store this just emotion, these feelings, and these thoughts inside of you. You have to release it, and I know it's sort of something that's not really talked about or sort of recognized enough, but if you're a guy, you can cry.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not a bad thing to do. I know in society these days, especially, I don't know, just men in general, I feel like it's a taboo topic to talk about your emotions. But it's okay to release your emotions. It's not good to store it up forever, because if you do, you know, you're just going to have all of this pent up emotion and you're not going to know what to do with it. So when you do reach that breaking point, it's going to be, you know, pretty tough downfall. And so it's good to just, you know, let your emotions go sometimes. And whether it could be from crying, whether it could be from running, you need to find that one thing that just allows you to release all of this energy, all this emotion that you have built up, and just, you know, clear your mind. So yeah, that's my send away message.
Thank you so much. And on that beautiful note, thank you so much for coming in today. We really loved having you here and having this talk with you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Shelly.
Of course.
It was great.
Thank you.
Perfect.